and for the next half hour, I'll be reading from Buffalo Rising on the Niagara Frontier Radio Reading Service. This first article is by Lynn Marinelli. Remembering John Dandies, an effective force in our community, a dear friend to many. Bison's Baseball, Children's Museum, Shays Buffalo, ECMC, Zoo, Canal Side, and Outer Harbor, Art Park, universities, local restaurants, Buffalo Niagara Partnership, Visit Buffalo. John Dandies built more than a resume. He energized our community. His vitality gave life to so many projects and support to the people tasked with making it happen. He guided, advised, contributed, rallied, and advocated for the jewels of our Queen City. John's contribution stimulated all of these assets, even as his health endured setbacks, comebacks, downturns, and on Sunday, February 22nd, in his 72nd year, he met eternal rest. His devotion to his wife Marcy was deep. Her passing in 2018 was devastating to him. Yet his children, Aaron Lee and Leo, and his grandchildren, Luca and Leaf, gave him great pride and meaning. For us, John will be remembered for igniting many aspects of Buffalo's renaissance. Many of us will recall his friendship, counsel, support, and encouragement with fondness. The article continues with an outpouring of condolences and individual stories about John. And the next article is under the subject of preservation. George Urban Mansion, future home of Western New York Femme Salon. This article is written by Queen's Eyes on February 20th, 2026. There are projects and then there are projects. When I first heard about a plan by a group of women to potentially purchase the historic George Urban Mansion to convert it into a modern era women's club called WNY Femme Salon, I was thrilled. You might recall that the George Urban Mansion was the benefactor of the 2025 Decorators Show House makeover by the Junior League of Buffalo. While they are very exciting news for the mansion, its potential future life as a women's club could be a dream come true. I spoke to Sarah Fonzie, one of the collaborators helping to drive the club mission, who told me that she and others have been pondering the possibilities of social alternatives for women in Western New York. Men's clubs in Buffalo have always been places where inspiration has struck and friendships have been made. Clubs have been places to work out, conduct business, launch campaigns, socialize, and/or simply grab a bite or a drink. Yes, there are women's clubs, but the one that Sarah and her cohort have in mind would be different in a lot of ways. In quotes, "We want this to be a bridge to connect women from different communities," Sarah told me. "A place to make new friends, to collaborate, to spend time away from home at a place that is not a bar or a cafe. It can be hard as an adult to create new relationships outside of their kids' schools. We tend to spend a lot of time at home, too. The club would be a place to test our ideas, crowdsource, healthcare, learn from one another, make new friends, or take a swim and practice yoga. There's already a pool and a sauna, a banquet hall, and there's room to build a gym. There could be a short-term daycare element that would free up women to host meetings with their clients or have lunch. It would be a third space where women could relax and feel safe and productive. With 7,200 square feet to play around with and plenty of different rooms to utilize, the possibilities are endless for the club idea. There's a potential for an Airbnb too, which could open up possibilities for full-fledged bridal events with 24/7 access to all of the amenities. By booking for parties, events, showers, etc., there would be additional ways to raise funds outside of membership fees. Already, Fonzie's phone is being flooded with phone calls from women that have heard about the club concept who want to participate in some sort of capacity. In order to get the ball rolling, Fonzie and her team have planned a couple of pop-up events for women that will help to demonstrate what they have in mind. The events will serve as a way to build the team and craft the vision. The George Urban Mansion has been for sale for a few years, Fonzie told me. I've been in love with it for a long time, and so have the others. We adore the place and are interested in building a community for civic engagement and to combat some of the ills that are tormenting women in this modern age. It would be a place to beat down isolation, a place that would be highly inclusive to allow for income and accessibility considerations. So far, we have gotten so much positive feedback, we figure that if we didn't do something like this now, we would always regret it. The founding members of Western New York Femme Salon are currently analyzing what it would take to purchase the building and how a new nonprofit could navigate the expense. From there, they're going to take a look at possible membership for 150 or so women and their stake in the club. And from there, based on the growing enthusiasm, their collective know-how, and fulfilling the needs at hand, the world is their oyster. In the meantime, they are focused on 2 pop-up events as follows. Blood Moon Disco on Tuesday, March 3rd from 5 to 10 p.m. Enjoy an evening with various movement classes like yoga and somatic dance, sauna, cold plunge pool, mini facials by Natural Spa, sound bath crafting, tarot card reading by Divination Station, food and drink wrapped up with a DJ set by Shango. Wear comfortable clothes for movement and bring bathing suits, towels, robe, wrap, and sandals for the pool. And the next event is Bathhouse Soiree on Saturday, March 7th from 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. At this pop-up event, enjoy various movement classes like yoga and aqua zumba, sauna, cold plunge pool, mini facials by Nature Spa, sound bath, crafting, and food and drink. Arrive in comfortable clothes, ready for movement, and bring bathing suits, towels, robe, wrap, and sandals for the pool room. Lunch will be served together at the end of the event. George Urban Mansion is located at 280 Pine Ridge Road, Buffalo, New York, 14225. And next, under Art and Culture, a new operator for Market Arcade Cinemas. This article is written February 25th by Buffalo Rising, which is a glamoration of various contributors. Reels at the Market Arcade Cinemas will be spinning again in April. The Buffalo News is reporting that Schenectady-based Scene One Entertainment has signed a 5-year lease with property owner Benchmark Group for the Theater District complex. Previous operator, AMC Theaters, let its lease run out at the end of last year. After a refresh on the interior, Screen One is planning to open April 1st. The company, established in 2023, cinema industry veteran Joe Masher operates cinemas in Aspen, Colorado, Guilford, New Hampshire, Schenectady, Albany, Saratoga Springs, Richmond, Virginia. The cinemas are community-focused with a mix of independent, foreign, and current films. Benchmark Group Market Arcade Theater LLC purchased the shuttered complex from the Buffalo Urban Renewal Agency in February 2026 for $250,000. The Market Arcade Cinema Complex consists of 3 buildings on Main and Washington Streets. AMC has run the 8-screen movie theater since 2018. And this next article written by Queen's Eye. Let's get Allen Street moving faster. Allen Street is certainly going through the paces these days. It seems as if every week there is something in the works, good or bad. 2025 was a year that we all want to forget, with the burning and subsequent demolition of the old pink and brick bar. And while there were some highlights, they were completely overshadowed by the irreplaceable losses. 2026 seems to be looking up for Allentown, thankfully, with newbie developer Kyle Roche continuing to kick some tires after making a series of building and empty lot purchases last year. All eyes appear to be on him. The community is also eagerly awaiting news on a sale of the former town restaurant building, especially with news of the closing of Allen Burger Venture. More recently, there was news of Day Park Tavern's new future as FAT, Food After 10, late night burger bar and restaurant, owned by Zach Russell. The business started off as a food trailer before rolling out its brick and mortar concept. Word on the street is that the newly renovated 138 Allen Street, with 4,300 square feet of commercial retail space and 11 market rate apartments, is going to be home to a new clothing and retail store. This is excellent news, especially after the dress shop closed its doors last summer. Not long ago, Delfonso's and Labyrinth opened up on Allen, bringing welcome new life to the street. Plus, JBC Rice Noodles opened at the Fairmount apartment buildings at 23 Allen Street, serving up Chinese fusion cuisine such as beef brisket, rice noodles, tonkuso, ramen, dumplings, and beef slice ramen. They also have a cocktail bar. We also witnessed the rebirth of Nietzsche's. In 2025, Vasily's Express and Bamboo Ridge made their way onto the scene. The two restaurants not only brought new cuisines to Allentown, they also added some fresh vibrancy. Bamboo Ridge has quickly become a fan favorite of the neighborhood, while Vasily Express has added sorely missed Greek fare. Moving forward, we're still waiting to hear positive news on the neglected Red Jacket and Buckingham buildings, which are two of Allentown's heavy hitters. If these two buildings end up in the right hands, it would signal a new day for the commercial district. And that brings us to the Allen Street Hardware Building, which is still up for sale at $600,000. The price has been reduced and is negotiable. Points from the listing. It's located at 245 Allen Street, is a 8,375 square foot mixed-use building located at the corner of Allen Street and College Street in the heart of the Allentown Historic Preservation District, just steps to the Buffalo Niagara Medical Campus. The entire first floor of the building operates as Allen Street Hardware, an established restaurant and bar that has been in business for over 20 years. The bar is leased for $5,000 a month, with the leasee paying all utilities. There is also an apartment that is rented for an additional $600 a month, also not including utilities, making the gross yearly income of $67,200. Property taxes are paid by the owner-seller. The building includes a commercial sprinkler fire suppression system. The front of the second floor is used for restaurant storage, while the rear of the second floor is where the apartment is located. The roof, utilities, and mechanics were updated in the last 10 years. Full attic and full basement. The lease for the bar is for 5 years with an option for an additional 5 years, and the lease was initiated in 2022. It should be duly noted that the former Lakota Plumbing Building at 249 Allen Street was recently put under contract by a very reputable purchaser from the neighborhood, who will be a fabulous owner-occupant. This recent news bodes extremely well for the future sale of the Allen Street Hardware Building, which is fully leased at this time. The time is now to strike while the iron is hot in Allentown. I know that 2026 is going to be a great year for the district, as there are already strong signs of an upswing. Personally, I cannot wait to hear what Kyle Roche has planned for the Brick Bar and Old Pink lots. It's so close I can almost taste it. Newell Nussbaumer is Queen's Eyes. You are listening to a reading of articles and features from Buffalo Rising on the Niagara Frontier Radio Reading Service. And the next article is about film in Buffalo, and it's written by David Thuralt. Movie Mayhem at the Dipson Amherst Theater. A new monthly movie series is being revived at the Dipson Amherst Theater. A few years ago, the folks at the locally run theater held a movie series titled Monday Movie Mayhem, for which they played classic action flicks from the 80s and 90s. Unfortunately, the series was short-lived and vanished before it could find its footing. Now, Movie Mayhem is making its triumphant return to the theater. This time, they're dropping the Monday and the genre restrictions, promising to be bigger and better than ever. This all-genre movie series will kick off with a showing of the 1970s classic The Warriors on April 16th. John Carpenter's Escape from LA will be played on May 21st. The iconic Jurassic Park will wrap up this first run on June 18th. These three movies are just the start. While it's currently not decided if every season of Movie Mayhem will feature 3 movies or 5, they have plenty more on the back burner ready for exciting and memorable movie-going experiences. The series hosts, Eugene Bofill and Rich DeSalvo, each have a long list of films they want to see on the big screen. From those lists, the 2 savvy cinephiles will decide which movies the community would want to see in a theater. The plan is to start big, like with Jurassic Park and The Warriors, and then show more hidden gems in the future once they've gained the audience trust. Removing the genre limitations is an exciting choice. Now, any movie is possible. The decision for which movies to play will be more based on what crowds would rather enjoy seeing on the big screen rather than just showing something because of its genre. Surely, it will lead to some surprises making their way to the theater. Getting the chance to see old movies on the big screen is always a welcome experience. Those of us who were born in the 90s obviously never got the opportunity to see something from the 80s in a theater, so it's nice to be able to experience the big screen magic of those movies we love. That could happen with movie series like this. The Dipson Amherst Theater is also home to Thursday Night Terrors, hosted by Peter Vullo. Terrors is Dipson Amherst monthly horror movie series that regularly sells out, the audience of which has become one massive community. Terrors handles the horror. Movie Mayhem is Dipson's Amherst opportunity to showcase everything else. It's their way of celebrating movies of all kinds. Each of the 3 movies will be played at 8 p.m. on their respective dates. Tickets are currently on sale at Dipson Amherst website. It would be fantastic to see Movie Mayhem grow into an ongoing series with a huge community of movie lovers. Dipson Amherst Theater is located at 3500 Main Street, Suite 800, Buffalo 14226. You are listening to a reading of articles and features from Buffalo Rising on the Niagara Frontier Radio Reading Service. The next article is under the topic of education. Hochul's Sunny Reconnect program is increasing enrollment at ECC while decreasing poverty in Western New York. This is by a guest author, legislator Jean Vinnell. When my mom became a widow at age 66, she wanted to start a new chapter in her life. She went to work for a year in daycare with 4-year-olds and decided to get a 2-year degree at ECC to become a certified head teacher. We were so proud. She had so many adventures, experiences, and fun at ECC. It gave her a good job, which she held until she was 82. So many of my law clients wanted to be nurses, but life events got in the way, such as caring for a baby, taking care of elderly parents or grandparents, etc. So they took an entry-level job in a nursing home and never could move up. Additionally, it's actually a very dangerous job with falls, lifting injuries, and assaults. So many feel stuck, as if on a hamster wheel roll, not moving forward. One of my friends from high school went on to a successful career at the patient office with her chemistry degree, while her mom, who was just as smart as her daughter and a single mom, went through the struggle of raising children alone on a nurse's aide salary. Witnessing this makes me proud that Governor Hochul thought of the working family, who are always yearning to exhale after a decade of living hand to mouth. Governor Hochul's Sunny Reconnect is already showing increasing enrollment at ECC. Sunny Reconnect pays full community college tuition fees, books, and supplies for New Yorkers ages 25 to 55 who do not have a degree and pursue a degree in a high-demand field such as nursing to get their RN, as well as technology and engineering. Please note, this is not a complete list of options available. This could be a great opportunity for you or someone you know who needs a change or who deserves a break. For more information on this program, you can go to suny.edu/community college/free. And under the heading of events and festivals, we have a piece by Queen's Eyes. Call for Short Films. Film Strip Fest relocates from Atlanta to Buffalo. Buffalo is now home to Film Strip Fest, which originated in Atlanta, Georgia. This unusual multimedia film festival is a specialized 2-day mini festival that combines independent short films with live burlesque performances. Film Fest Strip was founded by creative curator and producer Shelley Shamal in 2023. Fast forward to 2027, the immersive festival is set to be held on Friday, March 5th evening and Saturday, March 6th afternoon and evening at Revolution Gallery, 1419 Hurdle Avenue. Once underway, the event will feature a red carpet mixer, a curated selection of short films, live burlesque performances, workshops and discussions, and networking opportunities for filmmakers, performers, and art supporters. Currently, there is a call to action for filmmakers to participate in the undertaking, where cinema and live performance collide in bold, playful, and unexpected ways. This immersive festival centers the intersection of burlesque and film, spotlighting curators who blur genres, blend form, and bring storytelling to both life on screen and on stage. Currently, a call for short films, 15 minutes or less, is underway, including experimental films and music videos. Selected films may be paired with performers who will create acts inspired by the work, according to the festival organizers. To learn more about this initiative, go to filmfreeway.com/filmstripfest. That's filmfreeway.com/filmstripfest. And under the topic of environment, this article by Queen's Eye, dated February 21st. Erie County Parks, Recreation, and Forestry's Commemorative Tree Program. Erie County Parks, Recreation, and Forestry has rolled out its Commemorative Tree Program, where people can memorialize a loved one by purchasing a tree to be planted in their name. This program is a wonderful way to pay tribute to someone special while beautifying the parks and supporting Mother Nature. Memorialized a loved one or a special event through the installation of one of our most important natural resources, trees. Anyone looking to participate in the program can choose the species of trees that they would like to have planted, as well as Erie County Park where it should be planted. Not every tree species is appropriate for every selected location. A list of trees species can be found at eriecounty.gov/parks. More information about the Parks Department Commemorative Tree Program, including how to apply for a commemorative tree, is available at this phone number, 716-858-8355. That's 716-858-8355. The Commemorative Tree Program is the only way in which an individual may be commemorated within Erie County Parks. The Parks Department will accept monetary donations for the purpose of installing commemorative trees. Each commemorative tree costs $500. Donations will be held in the Parks Donation Trust account for the purpose of supporting all cost of the purchase, installation, and maintenance of the commemorative tree. Commemorative trees will not be marked by any signs, plaques, or other structures. The commemorative tree and individual or event being commemorated will be listed on the park's website in a designated section of the site. Donors will be allowed to provide text and/or links for the commemorative description. You've been listening to a reading of articles and features from Buffalo Rising. We read from Buffalo Rising on Friday at 8:30 a.m. Your reader has been Margaret Mack. Thank you for listening.
You're listening to the Niagara Frontier Radio Reading Service with broadcast studios at 1199 Harlem Road in Cheektowaga. Radio readings are broadcast 24 hours a day, every day, to area people who are blind or have a print disability. This year, our agency marks almost 40 years on the air with more than 300,000 hours of radio readings to those without sight. Our broadcast signal is provided at no charge by WNED. The Niagara Frontier Radio Reading Service website is nfradioreading.org. For more information, call 716-821-5555. Good morning. Welcome to another broadcast day of the Niagara Frontier Radio Reading Service, a private not-for-profit organization. Radio Reading volunteers broadcast daily readings of newspapers, magazines, and books to area blind and print handicapped persons who are provided reading radios. As always, please feel free to contact us with your comments, suggestions, any questions you may have. Our phone number here is area code 716-821-5555. Our agency website is nfradioreading.org. And please feel free to contact us with your comments, suggestions, or questions. And stay with us. Our Buffalo News is coming up next.